Hello everyone, what's going on, and welcome back to another edition of Flick News, the show here on Flick Direct, where I give you guys the latest that happened in entertainment news throughout the week, and then I give you all my personal take of the matter at hand. I'm your host, Austin Putman. By this, when I say Happy October 1st, we're my favorite month of the entire year. It is spooky season. It's about darn time to celebrate. Or my Camp Crystal like my Jason t-shirt. So I just wanted to say that. But anyways, this particular week in movie news and actually TV news for that matter as well was actually a pretty good week, minus one thing that happened this week, which was a huge bummer. But nonetheless, guys, going on to our first news story this week, this is so awesome. I cannot believe it happened. But guys, the WGA strike has finally ended. WGA strike is finally over. Writers are finally being paid the amount they finally deserve, amongst a couple of other things. This brand new deal involves, if I remember correctly, residuals are finally happening more, so especially for streaming. If I remember correctly, writers' rooms are actually being not only more accessible, if I'm not mistaken, but also they're including more writers in there. If you're being part of a show that has an extended amount of time, you'll actually be being paid more over that period of time. Not only can writers return to work, and I guarantee writers out there wanted to get back to work, but a deal wanted to be reached because, I mean, heck, writers have things to do too. The Last of Us Season 2 is getting back on track in terms of writing, and not to mention as well, MCU's Fantastic Four film is coming back onto the script process. There are so many projects that are coming back, and this makes me really, really happy knowing that a deal was finally made, because it just felt like for a very, very long time that the WGA, especially a bunch of writers out there, were not going to be able to afford rent. From everything I've been hearing, they got a great deal, and I'm so happy that not only they're being paid equally and fairly, but they can get back to doing their jobs and writing great scripts. Good to you for sticking to your guts. It makes me really, really happy that not only are you getting better pay, but better treatment altogether. Well done, WGA. Well freaking done. I saw this, guys, and this story legitimately, it broke my heart, because I'm a big fan of the franchise that this particular actor was in, but unfortunately, we must talk about the passing of Michael Gambon. If you guys don't know who Michael Gambon is, Michael Gambon was the second and last actor to portray Albus Dumbledore in the Harry Potter franchise. Originally, it was Richard Harris, and the first two Harry Potter films, Richard Harris passed away, I believe, before they started making Prisoner of Azkaban, and then Michael Gambon portrayed Dumbledore through the rest of the films, and Michael Gambon did a phenomenal job. And here's the thing, Richard Harris did a terrific job of portraying Dumbledore for the first two films, and Michael Gambon had some big shoes to fill in, but he did such a terrific job of putting his own take on Dumbledore, taking such a graceful torch from Richard Harris and providing us with a great portrayal of Albus Dumbledore. And not to mention, not only was Michael Gambon Albus Dumbledore, which I guarantee a lot of people know him from, but he was also in Matthew Vaughn's directorial debut, Layer Cake, in which he was so good in. Seriously, if you have not seen Layer Cake, check it out. It is a terrific film. I may not have seen all of Michael Gambon's work, but obviously, being a big Harry Potter fan, Michael Gambon's portrayal of Albus Dumbledore, I thought was absolutely amazing. I mean, Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite film in the Harry Potter franchise. It's in my top 10 favorite films of all time. Something I also want to point out is that apparently at Universal Orlando, a bunch of people actually gathered right outside of the Hogwarts castle and put up their wands. Oh my god, this is making me a bunch of people went to Universal Studios Orlando and raised their wands in remembrance of Michael Gambon, because he was just that much of a memorable performance as Albus Dumbledore. So all I'm going to say is this, guys. To Michael Gambon's closest friends and family, my deepest condolences. While the film world lost a great talent, his talent will never be forgotten, and his role as Albus Dumbledore is easily one of the greatest performances I have seen in a film franchise. Michael Gambon, rest in peace. Stepping away from that and going into such great news, and as a gamer, this made me so happy. I'm not joking, guys. I was at work and I saw this announcement, and I had to hold myself back from screaming like a fanboy, because this made me so happy. There is a particular franchise I've been waiting to see how they would adapt it, whether it was a TV, anime, or movie. And guys, one of my favorite franchises of all time, Devil May Cry, is finally coming to Netflix. It's brought to us by Adi Shankar, who brought us films like The Grey. He also brought us the Castlevania series on Netflix. And he's also bringing us, if I remember correctly, a Tomb Raider anime. And our first look at both Tomb Raider and Devil May Cry came out. Adi Shankar is making me so proud right now. And also, not to mention as well, when it comes to the Tomb Raider anime, we have confirmation on who is voicing Lara Croft, and that is Haley Atwell. Honest to God, I think that's a perfect choice. I just wonder, though, who is going to voice Dante Devil May Cry? I mean, I hope they get Ruben Langdon, who has been voicing the character ever since Devil May Cry 3. I mean, Ruben Langdon has been, like, synonymous with Dante ever since Devil May Cry 3. If not, they better get somebody that puts their own spin on the Dante character, because Dante, to me, is one of the greatest characters of all time. And if they don't get Ruben Langdon, I'll be actually very, very saddened. But still, guys, I cannot wait for this show. And that is going to wrap things up for this week's show. Please comment on us about starting off. First of all, how do you all feel about the WGA strike finally ending? Are you happy that it's ending? Or do you think that the deal that they got wasn't fair enough? I mean, I think they got a pretty amazing deal. When it comes to Michael Gambon's passing, which was your favorite role of his, whether it was the Harry Potter franchise, Lara Kicker, or any of his other performances? And finally, when it comes to Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, and Devil May Cry coming to anime for Netflix. Are you guys excited about this just as much as I am? Let us know below. I hope you enjoyed this week's news. If so, please hit that like button, also share, and don't forget the subscribe button and the notification bell for our latest new show goes live. If you guys want to see your previous 2 new shows, please click on it right there or right there. And of course, until our next new show goes live next week, we'll see you all next week. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Hit like, smash subscribe, and get notified for when our reviews, interviews, and news go live.